The Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria may have given reasons why they confronted President Muhammadu Buhari with the truth on several national issues facing the country. Recall that the clerics met Buhari in a closed-door meeting last week. Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria President and Archbishop of Jos, Ignatius Kaigama, stated that the bishop did not suddenly come up with the decision to confront Buhari with the truth. He said they are at the grassroots with the people, so they see, they hear and feel what the people are going through. He further stated that the group visited the president just to share what the people are going through. Kaigama recalled that at the meeting, the president was calm, respectful, and gave the impression that he took the message well. The Christian leader observed that the need for equitable distribution of resources and appointments in security or high-level appointments remain critical challenges to the administration. Following the unending queues for fuel in the country for the past 3 months, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to quit his role as Minister of Petroleum Resources and allow more competent hands to manage its affairs. The party, in a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary Kola Ologbodiyan, described as unpardonable the failure of the Buhari presidency to resolve its inflicted unabated fuel crisis, which has brought untold hardship to Nigerians. The president has held the position of petroleum minister since the beginning of his administration, only naming Ibe Kachukwu as Minister of State for Petroleum. Last year, human rights lawyer Femi Falana and some prominent Nigerians have equally asked President Buhari to quit as petroleum minister. The PDP asked the president to heed to the wise counsel from well-meaning Nigerians and quit his position as minister. It also scored the president low on economy. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has condemned the fresh attack that led 4 people dead at Bakin Kogi village in Jema local government area of the state. Governor, in reaction to the attack, ordered that the State Emergency Management Agency visit the community to assess the situation and take necessary steps to relieve sufferings with immediate effect. El-Rufai sympathized with the victims and people of Bakin Kogi over the attack and assured them that perpetrators will be arrested. The governor made this known through the statement released through his spokesman, Mr. Samuel Aruan. For the call on leaders in traditional institutions, civic and faith groups to continue the work of calming their communities and bolstering the constituency for peace, security, and the rule of law. Oodua People's Congress (OPC) in Ondo has directed its members to defend the southwest against the invasion of Fulani headsmen. The state chairman and secretary of the group, Victor Olayemi Egbeyemi and Olomi Niyo Fesisogbo Pedro, directed their members to meet with community leaders, chiefs and security agencies in order to prevent breakdown of law and order rising from a meeting held in Akure, the state capital. The group expressed worry over incessant attacks by herdsmen in different parts of the state and asked Governor Rotimi Akeredolu to enact a law that will protect farmers against the activities of herdsmen in the state. Joint health sector unions and Assembly of Healthcare Professional Associations have vowed to embark on a nationwide strike if the federal government fails to address their grievances. Joint Health Sector Unions National Chairman Bill Belemoye Joy Josiah and National Secretary Ekpebo Florence said the decision was taken after a consultative meeting in Abuja. They said it was resolved that the federal government should urgently revisit the constitution of the membership of the boards of all the federal health institutions, as the list of members published in December 2017 seriously violates the Teaching Hospital Act, which provides that a representative of health providers must be appointed on all the boards. The body noted that the government did not appoint members of joint health sector unions and assembly of healthcare professional associations on the boards, despite the fact that a formal list was sent on request, thereby breaching one of the terms of its September 30, 2017 terms of settlement to redress the perennial lopsided composition of the boards of the federal health institutions. They disclosed that executives will meet again by the end of this month to decide on the next action. Joint health sector unions and assembly of healthcare professional associations appealed to its members for calm, while the leadership appraises and monitors the resolve of the federal government to fully comply with the terms of settlement with joint health sector unions on September 30, 2017. The Joint Admissions Matriculation Board said it has suspended its employee Philomena Sheshe on account of 36 million naira, which was reported to have been swallowed by a snake in the board's office in Makurdi, Benue State. The JAMB head of information, Fabian Benjamin, told the press that the board was taking her through other disciplinary measures while security agencies were investigating the matter. It was learned that Sheshe explained in her statement that a mystery snake sneaked into JAMB account office and made away with the 36 million naira cash. The money was said to be from the purchases of scratch cards from JAMB state offices and other designated centers. A team of auditors was said to have been dispatched to the different state offices of JAMB to take inventory of sold and unsold scratch cards and recover the generated money. The woman reportedly told the team she couldn't account for 36 million naira made in the previous years before the abolition of scratch cards. Meanwhile, it was learned that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) had begun investigation into the matter following a recommendation by the Federal Executive Council late last year that JAMB should be investigated. Traditional rulers in Benue State, as well as youths and women, have cried out to President Muhammadu Buhari over the deplorable state of Otukpo Ogboju Onyagede Ankpa Federal Road, the road which connects the northern part of the country to the entire south through Ankpa in Kogi State, was last rehabilitated in 1991. Speaking with newsmen, the first-class traditional ruler of Ugboju district in Otukpo local government, Chief Solomon Akpochi, said the deplorable state of the road had reached alarming rate, saying the people had waited for too long for the government's interventions. He said the entire community had been cut off from neighboring towns and cities as the road had been impassable over the years, which had adversely affected commercial activities of the people, who are predominantly commercial farmers. Also speaking, member representing Adoka Ugboju constituency at the Benue State House of Assembly, Barrister John Adams Okloho, said the sorry state of the road had also caused intending investors to abandon some choice communities along the road. The lawmaker regretted that the Dangote trucks were largely responsible for the current state of the road and wondered why the richest man in Africa did not contemplate fixing the 47 kilometers road by way of corporate social responsibility. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has commiserated with the government and people of Plateau State over the death of our former Senator John Shagaya. In a statement issued by his special advisor, Media Public Affairs Turaki Hassan, Mr. Dogara described Mr. Shagaya, a retired Army general, as a fine gentleman, a reputable elder statesman, distinguished lawmaker, and accomplished military officer. The Speaker, who described Mr. Shagaya's death as a big loss to Nigeria, said that his generation fought to keep Nigeria together. Senator Shagaya died after involving in a fatal motor accident along Lantang Road in southern Plateau. We shall now go on a short commercial break. We shall be back. Please stay with us. You are welcome back. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at ACNNTV.com or youtube.com/ACNN Television. To be up to date with the news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android, iOS, and Windows devices from their respective stores. And now to some foreign news. The primate of the Anglican Church of England and Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Portal Welber, has suggested that the primates of the Anglican Communion should have a great say in the appointments of future Archbishops of Canterbury. Bishop Welber made these comments during a debate at the Church of England's General Synod on the working of the Crown Nominations Commission, which is the body that recommends appointments to diocesan bishoprics. The Crown Nominations Commission is usually chaired by the Archbishop of Canterbury or York, dependent upon the province of the vacancy. Its membership includes central members nominated by the General Synod and diocesan members nominated by the diocese in which the vacancy occurs. In the case of Archbishop of Canterbury, the Crown Nominations Commission is chaired by an independent lay member of the Church of England, appointed by the British Prime Minister, and the primate of the Anglican Communion is selected to join the commission. Archbishop Justin will welcome the proposal that the diocesan representation of the Crown Nominations Commission for the vacancies in the Archbishopric of Canterbury should be reduced from 6 members to 2. Also suggested that the reduction be matched with an increase in representation by Anglican primates, saying that the current Crown Nominations Commission doesn't at the moment reflect the full balance of the Anglican Communion. He said the inclusion of 5 Anglican primates from each of the regions on the Crown Nominations Commission to choose future archbishops of Canterbury will result in a balanced and diverse representation of the entire Anglican Communion. Bishop Welby's comments were part of a general debate at the Synod, and the Synod was not asked to endorse or affirm his suggestion. The General Synod of the Church of England Anglican Communion welcomed a report containing proposal which could bring the Church of England and the Methodist Church in Great Britain into communion with each other. Members backed a motion welcoming a joint report published last year, which sets out proposals on how clergy from each church could become eligible to serve in the other. The report mission and Ministry in Covenant, which was co-written by the 2 churches, Faith and Other Bodies, also set out how the Methodist Church could come to have bishops in the historic episcopate, the motion acknowledges that there is further work to do to clarify a number of areas, including how the proposals will be worked out in practice. It also calls on the Church of England's Faith and Order Commission to update Synod at its next group of sessions in July of this year on this work. Speaking during the debate, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, supported the motion very strongly and said that by voting for it, they have responded to the word of God in the scriptures, which calls for unity in diversity. They have also responded to the Spirit of God, who is already working in bringing both churches together. Some senior Anglican leaders have echoed the voice of Pope Francis of the Catholic Church in calling for an ecumenical day of prayer and fasting for peace, with a particular focus on the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan. The call, which was made by the Pope in an Angelus address at St. Peter's Square in the Vatican, has been endorsed by the acting primate of the Anglican Church of South Sudan, the Secretary General of the Anglican Communion, and the Deputy Director of the Anglican Center in Rome. The acting primate of South Sudan, Archbishop Peter Munde Yakub of the internal province of Western Equatoria, and Bishop of Yambio welcomed the call to prayer, saying it's very important because it is the weapon of Christians. According to him, there is need to pray for South Sudan, especially at this time where the leaders of South Sudanese are in Addis Ababa for peace talks. The Deputy Director of Anglican Center in Rome, the Reverend Dr. Justin Luis Antoni, said that the Anglicans in Rome strongly support the call of Pope Francis to mark the first Friday in full Lent as a day of fasting and prayer in solidarity with the suffering peoples of South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Secretary General of the Anglican Communion, Dr. Josiah Idowu Ferron, also backed the call to prayer and the fasting, saying conflicts continue to blight the lives of millions of people. The chairman of the Anglican Consultative Council, Archbishop Paul Kwong, and the primate of Hong Kong also accepted wholeheartedly to Pope Francis' call and thanked him for inviting non-Catholics and non-Christians to participate in the initiative. And now to sports. Daniel Amokachi, former Super Eagles forward, has predicted that Nigeria will win the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Speaking at the partnership signing ceremony between Nigeria Football Federation and the Nigerian Breweries, the Benue-born former Everton star said Super Eagles have a very bright chance of lifting the trophy. Amokachi noted that the level of commitment from the current Super Eagles players was top-notch because they are well-bred professionals. And so that's it on this edition of the News on the Hour. We want to thank you and thank you profusely for watching. I am Fulusho Taiwo. Please mend it. Don't end it in a hurry. God bless you.